hate stems from something that happened to them in their past. So we gotta love everybody. My challenge to y'all is to refuse to be enemies.
Bradpulls. Is that Bradpulls?
Do I hear Bradpulls?
Yes, sir. That's my name, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Underwater Fly Zone podcast, episode 2 of the new and improved Underwater Fly Zone podcast.
The
You already
Underwater
know.
Fly Zone podcast, bro. What you doing? Like, honestly.
Hey,
What
shout
you
out Super Saiyan
doing?
Bulldog. All right, so we got the boy.
Do I hear Bradpulls?
We got Bradpulls in the building,
What's up?
back for another banger. You
we
already
doing?
know. And we got Beej back as well.
What up?
Yes, sir. And then who else we got on here today? Introduce yourself.
Hey, freaking shot it, baby.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Carson's back here again. I don't even know what this is, like my fifth, maybe my sixth episode, but we're ready to
Exactly.
run it.
But this is your first with the new and improved, baby.
Yeah, and I gotta say I'm liking this. Hey, Connor, click that Bradpulls one again.
Do I hear
Oh, yeah.
Bradpulls?
Dude, that is so far.
It is. I'm loving the setup, and let's get into this. So basically, is my headphones up? There we go. All right, so basically, last episode let's get this thing worked out. Last episode we talked a lot about the story, the history, the brand. We talked a lot about the brand, and today we're getting back into what the Underwater Fly Zone truly is. And for all the OGs, you heard me say this a million times, but the Underwater Fly Zone, what does it mean? The meaning of the underwater fly zone is when you go look at water, you can only see the surface level of the water, but under the water, there's so much going on, fish, sunk boats, so much going on under the water that you can't see when you look at it because you can only see the surface level of the water. That's how we are as people. When you look at a person, you may not be able to see what's going on beneath the surface. They could be going through depression. They could be dealing with some stuff that you would have no clue just by looking at them. You know what I'm saying? Water, people, very similar. We're trying to go beneath the surface with the guests we have on, and then that's what we're going to be doing today. So before we get into the stories, though, how have y'all been? I mean, it's been like a week since that episode dropped. Let's start off. Beej, how you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. Just working, living life.
How's work? You could be honest.
It's not great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's not fun.
It's not fun,
But I mean, it's work. You gotta do
Exactly.
it. So
especially at the age. I mean, you're 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Definitely the age you're at. I'm in
Yeah.
that same point, bro. Like going into Walmart 5 a.m. to 2, Tuesday through Saturday.
nobody wants
Killing
to do
me,
it,
bro.
bro. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to do it.
Yeah, like it's Friday night. I'm going into day 5 tomorrow. I got to be up at 4 a.m. and it's like almost 9 right now. So
Yeah.
R.I.P. to me. But anyways, Carson, how you been, bro?
Like you said, Walmart every day. You wake up at 5 a.m. I wake up at 7 every single day for the past week. I've worked, and just before this, I took like a 2-hour nap because I've been so tired. But
Man.
honestly, Walmart's kind of fun. You can't say it's that bad.
It's a
You
great
can't say it's
job.
that bad.
Hey, shout out to all the Walmart homies.
Save
Honestly,
money,
Yeah, I
live
bet you're
better.
watching this. They're real homies.
save
but-
money, live
Yeah,
better.
save money, live better. That's what
Nah,
we're doing.
nah,
Yeah, I ain't giving free shout outs.
No free shout outs. They actually
Nah, I
did
didn't
pay
say
for
that.
that.
Yeah,
But,
but we have been big living at Walmart.
Walmart's cool,
It's
bro.
been chill. Our paycheck just hit yesterday. It's kind of lit. But
For
that's
sure.
yeah, we're good. We're
Hey,
chilling.
but that's crazy. You're taking naps whenever I have yet to take a nap all week, and I've been
I
up
also
at
just
4
took,
a.m.
I also just took a final 200 questions.
Excuses.
So now we're here.
Hey, seize the degrees.
Bradpulls,
Do I hear Bradpulls?
how you been, boy?
I've been good, bro. I just got back from San Francisco.
Lucky. So we out here just grinding at some Matrix jobs, and then
This
Brad's
dude
out
just
here in
goes on
San
fun
Francisco.
vacation.
Connor's sitting on the Golden Gate Bridge.
So tell us about it. How was San Francisco?
Yeah, it was dope. There was a lot to see, you know what I mean? It was a beautiful city. Everything was like so close though. You know what I mean? Like the residential area there was crazy. Like I think the population of Missouri lives in that city.
Dang.
That's
bro.
crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, probably more, bro. That's
It might,
Probably.
it might be more, but like there was a lot of people there, you know what I mean?
How was the views and stuff? Cause I saw that one picture you took with the bridge. It looked
Dude, it was like everything was photogenic there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anything I took a picture of or recorded, it was photogenic.
Because it's Bradpulls, man.
It's Bradpulls. What do you expect? The VHS.
But
You
yeah,
already
it was
know.
dope. It was a good trip.
All right, so let's get into this episode. Like I said, we're going deep. Every time we bring a guest on, unless it's like some interview type stuff, most of the time if we're bringing a guest on, it's going to be some deep people telling their deepest stories, really diving deep into their trauma to their life story. And today we're going into Bradpulls. Who is Bradpulls? Who is he? We're about to find out. Do you just want to hop right into it, bro? I mean, why wait? Let's get it.
I mean, where do I start?
Where do you start?
All right, so I guess like my deep story is some people may know, but I actually have CML, which is chronic myelogenous leukemia. I was diagnosed when I was 4, and yeah, I've been dealing with that since I still have it to this day, and yeah, it's definitely shaped me to be the person I am today, overcoming different obstacles and stuff, but. Yeah.
So tell us more about it. So what a guy like me, I don't know anything medical. So
yeah. So like to dumb it down for everybody, it's pretty much just like my white blood cells pretty much overproduce, which is like what defends your body, and essentially the overpopulation of it attacks my own body. So that's why, like, you know what I mean, that's pretty much what cancer is, overstimulation of cells. But yeah, that's the essential part of it. I just take pill form chemo. I've been on like 6 or 7 throughout my lifetime, and yeah, I was deemed like in like remission ish when I was 10. So it's like it's under control right now, but yeah, that was that was the start of it.
So how's that affect you throughout your life? I mean, I couldn't even imagine having to deal with all that.
I mean, since I was so young, it's pretty normal to me. Like telling different people about it, I get different responses.
Yeah, it's just the reality,
Yeah.
Like you don't know any other way.
I don't think it stopped me from doing a lot. I think the biggest things are just like contact sports, which I've always loved, such as like football and stuff. But that's the only thing that's held me back from essentially. Yeah. I think it kind of separates me a little bit from other individuals. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
I'm not like a normal kid, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I am on the outside, but like if you looked at me, you couldn't tell.
So what makes, so obviously like you having cancer gives you a whole new perspective on the world. So kind of explain to me how do you like see the world, I guess.
So yeah, definitely my biggest takeaway from this, and as I've gotten older, I've experienced this more, is like cherishing every day. You know what I mean? Like you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And especially when you have something like that, you're not guaranteed anything for real.
Exactly.
So I think it's just living under that pressure every day. It makes you live your life to the fullest. You know what I mean? Like, you have no regrets. You're just doing day to day and enjoying every day.
You're living life like there's 2 minutes on the clock in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And I think that's a good way to live, honestly. I feel like so many people take life too seriously nowadays. You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially as we've been growing up, I feel like we've been pressured to take life so seriously, essentially. But I feel like we just need to, enjoy life more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's definitely a balance you got to find, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you don't want to take it so not seriously that you end up doing some dumb stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, I get what you're saying for sure.
It's just like we just got to enjoy what we have.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hearing you say that, bro, I mean, this is something we've known. Like, all the boys have known this since we've met Connor, Bradpulls. But, like, literally just hearing you say that, I was like, gosh, dude, it's just, you forget that when I think of you, it's not even that I don't think of it. It's just that it's not even a thing that like, it doesn't even come to mind.
It's more in the back of everybody's heads, I guess. Or at least, like, my circle. I don't really, tell people for real.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of keep it in a close. Because the biggest thing that I've hated that this is bringing is, like, I hate when people give me, like, sympathy for it. Like, when people feel bad for me, that just makes me feel like, I don't know, like lower.
Feel different.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm getting looked like down upon. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's one of the things I really don't like, is because I've always just wanted to feel like, you know what I mean, like just normal.
Do you remember the day you found out you had it? I know you were really young.
Yeah, I don't. But like I remember, like before, like so I was 4 obviously, but
yeah.
It started as like a cold, like I was just coughing really bad. My fever was super high, and they took me to the hospital. We had to go to like 2 different hospitals. Yeah. And then I got diagnosed, but I was the first kid to have it in the Midwest.
Wow.
That certain type of cancer.
So they didn't know how to treat it, really? Would you say that?
They did. It's more found common in like the ages 40 and like older.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
I
Because-
never knew that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So a weird fact is that like CML's more found in like World War II veterans that were exposed to like atomic like
Really?
atomic
Radiation.
yeah.
Do they have any clue how you got it then?
Yeah.
No, so it's a mutation in my chromosome.
What?
It's like the Philadelphia chromosome or something like that.
So it's just like a freak thing. Like it's not like
and
no family history, nothing.
Yeah, and the more we've learned about it, the more, because more kids have gotten it around here. It's became, I wouldn't say more common, but there's been more cases.
More than just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kids, it's like it starts around 4. Like they've noticed it starts around that age, which is it's super sad. I've gone to the hospitals and talked to those kids just because, just going and like seeing them, like it's good to like see where you were at one
Yeah.
point.
It's also really good for them to see where you,
Yeah.
what you've become.
Where you are, bro. Because I bet at that young age, they're like, I mean, honestly, it's cancer. You hear
think it-
cancer, you get pretty scared. They're
Yeah.
like, am I
I'd be
going to make it to
scared.
that age, bro? And then you walk in. You walk in. I'm Bradpulls, bro.
And I mean,
Hey, look at my videos.
He walks in all, beefed up. What's up, y'all?
But I mean, everyone has their different experience. Like
Yeah.
everyone gets it treated differently. Some people can actually like beat it and get rid of it. Unfortunately for me, I haven't overcame that yet.
When I
Yeah.
when you first told me about it, I thought I was told that it would never go away. It's just something you would always have. But is it something that can be beat? I mean, you did just say it is, but for you, is it something that can be beat?
That's a tough question. I mean, essentially, yes, it can be, but I mean, my numbers haven't really shown it. I'm just kind of in a controlled range at the moment, which I would love to get off. You know what I mean? That's been a goal of mine since I was like 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to get off this stuff, because I mean, it does come with side effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how they make you feel sometimes. Like
Um,
it's like getting sick or like.
I wouldn't say it's more like getting sick. I say it's just like the normal like normal consequences of when you take chemo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah. Okay. So something I want to ask you more about, because this is not a conversation we have, y'all.
yeah, go ahead. Ask questions.
This is not a. This is
I'm
like the
open
first
book right
time.
now.
Okay. Yeah. Because we do not talk about this, so let's get into it for real. The way you live has always been a little bit different than the whole friend group, and we all are a little different in our own ways. But like, I don't know. There's something about you that's always been a little different, and I always figured it came from you having cancer. You have a whole new perspective on the world. So when I ask what's your outlook on the world, like, and I know you said you kind of live in the moment, take each day, don't take a day for granted type stuff. What else has it allowed you to like what is your, I don't even know how to ask this, but like, what makes your perspective on the world different than someone like me that doesn't have cancer? Maybe you already answered it, but like,
Yeah,
do you
I
think you
mean,
could go even deeper than that?
essentially it's just you're not guaranteed tomorrow. I feel like when I was a kid, I'll start with this. When I was throughout high school, I didn't really know how like I would turn out eventually. Like I didn't know if like my life range, you know what I mean?
So you didn't know how long you were even going to live.
Yeah, and I'll admit it. I didn't take school very seriously in high school. I didn't really have plans after high school, just because you know what I mean. I didn't really know exactly what I was gonna
That's
do.
crazy, bro.
So I think like high school was my best because I had no worries. Like I was literally just living it up with this.
I can definitely vouch off that because we were boys all since like freshman year, and I feel like every day it was just something different. Like we would wake up and it'd be like 10 a.m. and I'd get either me or Connor would text each other, "Hey, you want to pull up to KC?" We'd be like, "Why are we going to KC?" And we're like, "Why are we not going to KC?" We go to KC for no reason. It was just like that, and that's always what I thought about you. We always just do stuff because why not? It's like because we just got to live in the moment for real.
Yeah, and then they were rappers at one point, little whitey, little tree.
We've done everything.
They've dabbled in everything because that's what life is. I mean, the best rappers, this is just one example, but like the best rappers probably work in some construction job because he never gave himself the chance at rapping. Think about it. So it's like, this is your one life, and this is the next episode 3. Me and Carson are going to talk about this. But this is your one life. You might as well try everything because your hidden talent is only going to be revealed if you give yourself a chance at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you guys for that.
You're never gonna pursue something that you don't try. And
Exactly.
you're never gonna know your passion if you don't end up finding your passion.
Yeah, for sure. That's why you can't ever be afraid
So
to try.
many people
in life.
stop, but like they just never get to see what's possible. You know.
And so many people never even start.
No.
Too. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
They never start because people are afraid of other people's opinions and whatever else. But back to you, Connor. Dang. So throughout high school, were you really living as if? Because I know you made jokes about it sometimes. You were like, "Bro, I ain't gonna live past 26." Were you really? Is that really your mindset?
25.
That was just
25.
You know, essentially that was just a joke. I think the biggest way how I cope with that stuff is joking about
Humor.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like that topic's so like people don't know how to handle it.
That's
when
the
I talk to
heaviest
them.
topic,
Yeah.
bro.
But I feel like when I joke about it, it's easier. You know, you feel more comfortable talking about. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like for the other person, it's a more enjoyable experience. Like it's not so like awkward.
Yeah. But is that really what you were thinking though?
I don't think it's what I was thinking. I mean, you know, I never knew.
Yeah.
And I still don't have a set answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's just important to, like I said, just live your life every day, like
Yeah,
day to
for
day.
sure.
Do what you want to do.
Nah, I know how to talk with people about grief. I know how to talk with people. Even I could relate with people that like I can't relate with them, but I know how to talk with people that came from nothing. Like I know how to talk to people in these situations, but with you, I've never known any advice to give you, bro. I've never known any good advice to tell you. So I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just do my best to make sure this dude's life is eventful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's been my best way to try to help you through this. If, like, cause you know I'm always trying to help my boys up, and hopefully like this merch drop was. I mean that's a great experience. It's a lot. Life is all about experience, bro. And I feel like we've just been trying to get the most experience out of this life since day one, since I met you, bro.
I was gonna say when I got done with high school, I was when I started. Like I wanted to go experience different things. I want to go travel. I want to, you know what I mean? Because I feel like this is the perfect time to go get out and actually see what you're missing. You know, we're stuck here in Missouri.
Yeah, we got nothing.
You know what I mean?
Hey, then again, that's
got
also
KC
a
though.
blessing, though. Yeah, that's a blessing at the same time, if you think about it. Because, I mean, if you live out in Florida, you can't take a trip to Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, no. That's so what were some of your down times? What were some of your most worst experiences with this whole thing?
So I remember this one. This was like a scary experience. This was my second chemo I was on at the time. I was around 10, and I actually got sick again. And so essentially my chemo stopped working. So it stopped, killing the cells, which I don't know if you guys know, but when cancer comes back, it comes back stronger every time. So that was like a wake-up call, I guess, but I was still so young I couldn't like grasp or comprehend exactly what was going on. And I mean, to this day I still like don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's still just so absurd to think about. I mean, I don't even consciously think about it.
You don't
anymore.
ever think about it, really?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a factor in my life today. Like
Really?
I it's just a part of me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's nothing to hide anymore. So.
You done the work though. Like
Yeah.
it's apparent. Like you done the work.
Yeah. And I mean,
So-
shout out to my mom. My mom,
Yeah.
like, I can imagine being a parent, like, dealing with that with the kid, bro. That'd be so scary.
Yeah.
And
Usually
I mean,
when it started at 4.
Yeah,
Like, that's so
exactly.
tough.
yeah, and like that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know how my mom did it.
Yeah. But she did it. I
she
mean,
did. Props to her.
yeah. Shout out Chris. But so some of your worst moments we talked about. What were some of your best moments though? Like I know like best moments of having cancer doesn't really exist, but there's been some good sides I've heard about.
I got the one. So I actually got, I guess, invited by Make-A-Wish to like do my wish. And originally I wanted to go. I was around like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to go to WrestleMania.
That's so sick.
So I was so stuck on going to WrestleMania. And then they started bringing up like Disney World and stuff. And I know that's like the, most like basic one. But I'm telling you, bro, you guys don't understand the packages they have. So like there's like this little like village or like subdivision, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like all like Make-A-Wish kids. Like it's like, and they're like cool houses and stuff. and then like they provide like all food and stuff, but it's like Disney themed breakfasts. Like they got all like the actors and stuff.
That's sick.
You get to go to Universal Studios. You get to go to the parks. You know what I mean? That was probably one of my best times, just because it was like, I was so young, bro. Like, and I got on the news. Like it was just
That's cool.
like it was like my little like 5 seconds of fame. I guess. But it was dope. That was probably my best experience I've had with that.
Connor, I feel like you have another one. You remember like a few winters ago, your levels dropped like to the lowest they've ever been.
Yeah.
And you were like,
I remember this.
I remember me and Chad were just chilling there, and you got to Chad's house, and you were like, boys, I got the best news ever. And we were like expecting to something like not that big, and you're like, bro, my cancer levels dropped to the lowest they've ever been. And I was like, no way. And I just remember, I'm pretty sure we like just threw a party for you or something.
Yeah.
We were like, it was so dope because like it was
awesome.
It was a party out of just like pure joy that like it was all like looking better. Like it was all just doing good.
So I mean, that obviously was a good moment. I went like, 3 different tests where I had absolutely like zero trace of it, and then it started to like slowly rise again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the best because it was like, because I never really thought that I'd like actually like beat it. You know what I mean? And when I started getting those numbers, I was like, dang, bro, it's almost over. But I hopefully eventually we can get back there. But
So it was almost over, and now where are you at today with it?
it's just slightly elevated. It's still under control. Like I said, it's nothing to be scared of. But yeah.
Lit, bro.
It's crazy.
Well, what questions do you boys got? I mean, I've been shooting.
I don't know. Brock, you got any?
Anything.
I feel like just being around you so much in the past like 4 years, like
Yeah.
we've been together like every 2 days. The longest I've been without seeing Connor, 2 days. It's like it's not been that bad.
I think,
know a lot
I think
about it.
he's probably known the most about it. I
Yeah.
keep them updated just because. But
My thing with Connor is like last summer I feel like was when we were like really like hit it off. Like we got close.
yeah.
I think our thing too is like the gym, like our little group, like just go to the gym and stuff. And I think like even like just his work ethic, like given like everything like the dude has going for him, like it would be so easy like for someone to have cancer and just like just drop everything
Make
and then
excuses.
just like just like like slowly like suffer, like silently suffer, like you know what I mean,
Just without like any motivation.
and just the fact that like you have like chose to do it the other way, like the better way, and just like make the most every day is like that's like the most
for
inspiring
sure.
thing to me.
Huge respect.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you could just make the excuse, I have cancer. You might not even think I could go to the gym and better my body. Like, bro, not even the you
gym.
were the most in shape out of any of us.
Literally, like, and I mean, not even the gym too, but like, I mean, the dude like literally learned how to like edit legit videos since I left for Arizona. Dude, like, he would send me videos like of him like making these things. I'm like, dude, there's just like no way. Like, is like his work ethic, bro. Like, I'm telling you.
Exactly.
That's I mean, it's all obviously been inspiring to me from a friend perspective, because I mean, like Brock said with the gym.
Yeah.
Once you started getting bigger, I've always been like, bro, that's actually like obtainable. Because I'd always go to the gym in periodic spots, but then like I was like, progress can happen. So I started going more, and then like with editing videos and VHS and stuff, every time we would go downtown or go anywhere, I'd be like, Connor, give me one of the VHSs. Like I want to shoot some. Like that's where Get Shot even came from. So it's like, from a friend perspective, it's been so inspiring to just ride along that journey, because like we've already talked about, it's like we're living like you do only live once, and you don't know when the last breath's gonna be. So it's you got to live a certain way. You're just making the most out of it, and it's just been inspiring to be able to adapt that mindset over the years.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is like you were saying, while I'm motivated, I think you can't use like your, I don't know what to call it. I would say like downside. You just can't use them as a crutch. I feel like if you're using those things as a crutch, like a reason why you can't do this or that, you know what I mean? That's not respectable even to yourself.
No.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you always got to push yourself, even no matter what, and you got to try new things out.
Yeah.
Bro. That was my biggest thing. Was just, why am I making videos with a 1990s camera? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it looks dope.
It
For
is
sure.
dope, bro.
Yeah, we're creating our own realities right now.
We are.
Like the things you are doing right now are creating who you'll become in the future. So if you fill your reality right now with excuses, with crutches, you're not going to get to ever see your full potential. So shout out to you, bro. I'm actually like, I don't want to get all deep, but I'm very proud of you, bro. Like,
yeah,
for
me
real.
too, bro.
It's a
Yeah,
straight,
we all are.
it's a straight disservice to yourself if you have, like, it's obviously terrible, but it's like, it's a disservice to yourself if you don't make the most out of something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just because some bad stuff's going on doesn't mean you can't take your situation and make the most out of it, you know? And but I mean, not everybody can do that mentally. So shout out to you, bro, for real.
And I'll say it like visiting those kids and those are the like most precious. Like they like don't take anything for granted. You know, they like they're just the sweetest kid. And I think you guys should go down there sometime. Go down
Check
to
it out.
Shows Mercy. Like
Bro,
those are
I'm
the
all down.
sweetest kids ever, bro.
I bet you cherish that too.
I do. It's like I don't really remember it, but it's like I low key tear up down there.
Yeah.
Seeing that
I don't
stuff.
blame you, bro.
All right, so Brad, you got any closing comments? We'll switch into the second part of this episode, but any closing comments you wanna speak on? This is your story, so what you got?
Well, I mean, I guess it's been a journey.
Nothing.
I don't really got anything, but
The freestyle time always is a blindside question.
but yeah, I appreciate you guys for talking over this.
Yeah. Thanks for
dude.
sharing with us, bro.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy. We just
Like,
never really talk about this. It's
Like I said, it's a big inspiration to me, and I guarantee a lot of your other friends. So
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
we appreciate the insight on all of that and motivating us to be our best self through that.
Exactly. So we are 25 minutes into this episode, about halfway through. So Brock, you want to share your story too? I mean, we got the
Yeah,
time.
why not,
let's
man?
get it, bro. Let's get it.
Man, I don't even know where to start, but you know, really, I lived like I feel like I've lived a normal life for the most part, but I think, you know, growing up, I had a pretty regular childhood, you know, like everybody did, and it hit a point where, you know, I was getting older, I was exposed to more stuff, and I did a lot of the same things. Like for me, like my thing that like kind of kept me going was baseball. Like that was my life.
Yeah.
Like, literally my life. Like it still is. I think it's still like, I think there's still a part of me that like, you know, still feels attached to it.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I hit a point like in my life where I became so reliant on one thing to keep me happy. And it became like almost like a simulation, you know, like I was, you know, I did this every day for like, I mean, like, dude, I don't even know, like 10, 11 years straight.
Yeah.
And when you do something so long, like, yeah, you love it, but like at what point does it become too much? And I feel like it finally hit me like, you know, I'd never been like depressed or sad like in my life.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, high school rolled around and I got cut from the baseball team. Like that was the first time I'd ever been like denied in baseball.
Yeah.
Like I had never been denied before. Like I mean, I'd had like rough games, stuff like that, but I'd never been like put down so bad where it made me feel like straight depressed. Like I was so down.
I mean, it's everything you've ever loved.
Literally.
And they tell you no.
Literally,
Like,
yeah.
That's kind of
Like you said, you've been playing it for 12 years.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
and you know, like everybody plays their last game at some point, you know, but like for
Yeah.
me, like not knowing that I had just played my last game at the time, like with my summer team the year before, was like the hardest thing to swallow. And I think you can, you know, ask anybody that I'm close with, like family members, whatever. After I got cut that day, I was never the same. Like never the same again. I would still say to this day I'm not, but I'm better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm a better version of myself.
Exactly.
But anyways, where I'm going with this is basically like, you know, we all have trauma. Like, you know, Connor just talked about like, you know, the stuff he's had to go through and, you know, stuff like that. That was like the biggest thing that I've had to go through. And it just led to a series of other things. But, you know, after that, I kind of just felt lost, like with purpose, like no motivation, no drive, didn't know what to do. Like I was in high school. Like, I mean, I went to class. I mean, I made grades, but like, I didn't love school. Like, you know, I had a couple friends, but I was like never really like super into like relationships or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think like after a while, it just, you become so numb to it. And like, and I didn't even realize it. Like, that's a scary thing is like, you start to drift away and then you just, like, it gets to a point where like nobody can like save yourself but you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it starts within you. So I feel like it, you know, after a while, like it just started to become more of like actual like depression. Like that's literally what it was. Like I wasn't talking to people, just stuff like that. And it got to the point where, I had to kind of ask for help. Like, I wasn't like showing up to stuff. I started taking school not seriously. Like I was just dropping friends, like just, it was hard. Like it was really hard. And, eventually I had a few instances where, my parents had to step in and just kind of, redirect me and help me find myself again. Cause like, I feel like, kind of going back to what I was saying, like I was so used to that one thing in my life and it was like going so well for so long. You take that and it's just like, I had nothing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that, there's one regret I have. I don't like to regret, but if there's like one thing I would have done differently, I wish I would have been involved in like more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing up, like I wish I would have done more because I became so latched on. And once that got, like taken from me, it became hard. And, really where I'm going with this is just like, that is a very brief, version of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that like moment in my life where I got cut and all that stuff and like baseball got taken away, all this stuff, it just led to a bunch of other things. Yeah. And I wasn't living like a quality life at that point.
Uh-huh.
So
is it like when you got cut, is that what made you like quit baseball?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could have kept playing, right. But like literally, it became so like, it was so ingrained in my head.
More of a mental.
It's because like when you get cut or like denied from something, a lot of us go like, we suck. You know what I mean? Like you suck.
Take
like you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Like you're not good enough to, you're not good enough as that other guy. You're not built like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I like tricked my mind, and that's what I think mental health. I think that's the problem with mental health is a lot of people we get tricked, and we believe it.
Yes.
And it's all a game. It's a mental game, and that's what I had to learn over the years. It's just like, you just can't let it beat you. Like you have to outsmart it. Like, and there's ways to do it. And I developed so many strategies and different ways to, kind of deal with it. And, a huge shout out to my dad too. Cause he helped me through a lot of that stuff, but, yeah, anyways, so, kind of fast forward to now, like, I'm in a completely different spot. I've been through a lot. I've met Foster, along this journey. I met Carson, all these guys. And I feel like until that point, I was still really lost. But then when I met Foster, I think that's kind of when my life like sort of changed. I don't really talk to you guys about this much, but I wanted to open up in this podcast about it because when I met Foster, like given that everything that these guys have been through, like with, friends and stuff like that, I had never really felt like people get me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I met him, I was like, dang, like these guys like actually like understand like where I'm coming from or like what I've gone through. Because, I mean, when I met you, like, when we played that wiffle ball game, like, I don't think I was playing at the time. I think I was done. Like,
yeah,
I was at that point in my life where I was kind of, like, trying to figure things out and, like, get back into it.
I mean, you developed a whole wiffle ball league.
I did. That's something I hold on, pretty tight to. I think that was, like, one of the few things that got me through a lot.
Because it was your passion of baseball going on just the plastic side.
And that's the thing. Like, by the end of this, you'll notice like the baseball's still there. That's the thing. It's still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
And like unique ways. Like that's the thing. Like it's not all gone. And that's kind of goes back to the thing where like we trick ourselves into thinking like, oh, like we suck. It's over. Like it's gone. It's only gone if you want it to be gone. You know what I mean? Like we all have a choice. Like, I could have just dropped it and, ditched it and just, been doing nothing, you know what I mean? Like, but anyways, yes, like, fast forward to like, I met Foster, like I started developing like relationships again. Like people were like starting to understand me. Even like mentors, like I had a couple, people in my life. There's a shout out a guy named Dan Diebel, who actually runs a wiffle ball league called Casey Wiffle.
So many wiffle ball leagues.
Yeah. I think Foster's met him before, but
yeah, I did.
I mean, between him, Foster, my dad, and a couple other people, I can't name off the top of my head, but between like people like that, I feel like the relationships, I started to kind of see like the light and everything, like that. It doesn't always have to be so bad. Like it doesn't have to be this bad. Like, like literally, like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you can get through anything that you need to. So I think that just kind of like once I figured that out, things started going better for me. It wasn't always perfect. But now like I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I picked up like video production, like photography, all that stuff. I feel like that's when I really like was like, dang, like I think I found myself now.
I feel like that's your calling. Bro.
I think like that when I hit that point in my life, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, and I felt like ready for it. I think that's why it worked, because I felt ready. I wasn't like trying to force anything. Like I forced lacrosse, I forced basketball for a little bit. I forced so many things in my life. Like I forced relationships. Like there were so many things that like I forced at the time, like trying to be better, but you just kind of have to like, it's a slow game. It's a mental game.
Sometimes
it's a mental game.
Sometimes instead of having to go get it, sometimes you have to wait for it to come to you.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't happen like that. I mean, it's not going to like just fall into your lap like everything's going to be perfect, sunshine and rainbow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like once I finally like started to understand that and understand who I am as a person, I think that's the biggest thing. Like I feel like we all experience trauma at least like at some point in our lives.
For sure. Like
we question what we're doing, like we question, what's happening in our life. I feel like I needed that, and I look back at it not as like a negative thing. Like at the time, yeah, it sucked. Like I felt terrible. Like but I look back at it now and I'm like, dang, I'm glad that happened to me.
Exactly.
Like I'm glad that like I had to experience like all this trauma and all this doubt and like the underwater fly zone. Like I was very like deep down in the sea, bro. Like I was like I was at the bottom
and nobody knew.
Like
bro.
no fish are down there. Like I mean, it's like I was at the bottom. Like
did you feel like nobody knew it?
I feel like nobody knew. I felt like nobody got me. Like I think it was more at that point when it became more than just getting cut from the baseball team. I knew it was a problem. Yeah. Like when it became more than that, I was like, dang, like this is not good. You know what I mean? And at that point, I feel like thankfully, I think my parents kind of caught it. And helped me through a lot, and I think that ultimately like that it's my story. Like I mean that's a very it's a cut down version of the story, but it's like that's kind of what made me today. And I feel like we all go through something. Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of how you want to. My dad always taught me like you got to grab the bull by the horns. Like he tells me that to this day. Like you just gotta go after it. Like you can't just let it like run you over. I mean, literally, like when you let it run you over, that's when you snap. Yeah, bro. And that's when like you just, lose track. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my story, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy, how it all works. And
yeah, I feel like your story is the perfect example of God closing one door because it needs to be closed. You think it's the door you need to be going through, but really he's saying, nah, bro. Yeah. I got something way better for you. And look what's happened. I mean, you're on a path right now. I feel like you're going to be, I feel like you will end up being one of the most successful people I know.
I appreciate that.
And I don't think that would have happened if you would have stuck with baseball, bro.
No. And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing too, is like when you're young like that, you just don't understand. Exactly. You don't see life like that. Like, I mean, I'm sure we all had like dreams when we were little kids. Like, like for real, not even like achievable. I mean, that sounds terrible to say that, but no, but it's true. They're they're not realistic. You know what I mean?
So Carson, what in our video, not our video game, in our little game we would play with our Hot Wheels type stuff with our basketball league when we were little kids. What was I? What was I? The 25-year-old version of me that we used to play with.
Me and Foster used to act like we were like young, less than 10. We would act like we were college basketball players going prospects to the NBA.
I was in the NBA.
Like we would make these college teams and play for these college teams because we would dream of one day playing in the NBA and doing this, like living our life out.
I really had that dream, bro. I was gonna be LeBron, bro.
I did the same thing. We literally made imaginary stuff. I was this best point guard ever for this team. But I want to elaborate more on your story because it's like Foster said, you're closing the book. Yeah. And one thing going to the next one. I don't necessarily think you closed the book because you getting cut from the baseball team wasn't the end of your baseball. Yeah. I see you and GCU still shooting at the baseball stuff, and I know that's what you like doing because you got one of the coldest clips ever with that dude hitting the walk-off. And that must have been the coolest thing ever because, like, you're not playing the baseball, but you're still there. You're still shooting it. And, like, even more into that when you got cut from that team because whatever, like, me and Foster played basketball for a long time. We were pretty good at it, but we were 4'8". And when Foster went and tried out for the middle school team, I remember they cut him for the only reason because he was too short. And for me, I knew my basketball career is going to end in 1 year because I'm not taller than he is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get there.
No.
So we had to give up basketball just like that because we weren't even, not even because we weren't skilled enough, just because we weren't even tall enough.
Yeah.
And just going through that, it's like you accept the fact that you aren't going to be able to play no more. And it's like, it's a hard thing to swallow. But it's just like once you get past that and turn it into something for yourself, it just opens up the next door in your life.
Without me getting cut from the 8th grade basketball team, there is no Raintree Wiffle Ball League.
Yeah.
And if there is no Raintree Wiffle Ball League, I am not even 2% of who I am today, bro.
It's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, and if you make that team your freshman year, there is no BJVisuals.
Yeah,
probably. And if there's no BrockJVisuals, you're probably gonna be up at college.
I'm not sitting
for
here.
That. No, you probably played baseball your whole high school, and then like didn't go to college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is God telling you, like, bro, I had bigger plans for you.
If you would have been on that team, there would have been you wouldn't be playing softball with us on Sunday
No.
nights. And the thing is, you didn't shut the book because softball on Sunday nights, that's like your baseball now. And honestly, I think softball is most enjoyable of anything I do right now.
Yeah.
Softball is like the prime of my week. I wait for Sundays.
For
hey,
sure.
2 days from now, we're gonna play softball.
So yeah, in Carson, I actually I almost feel like you're closing the wrong book and opening the right book. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole different. It's not a whole different thing though, because your passion's still there. It's just a different direction.
Different chapter. It's a different chapter of the same book.
And like now,
yeah, for sure.
Like bouncing off that, like I'm the best I've ever felt right now. Like I feel so good right now. Like I feel like in the past 3-4 months, I really like kind of figured out like who I am.
This dude's, you're just like me, bro.
You know what I mean? Like I think it hit me. I know like when it hit me. It was literally it was at a GCU baseball game, and like literally like when I'd be working, I just get in the zone. So like I don't know. It was just like one of those things. I was just sitting there like in one of my spots at the stadium that I was shooting in. I was just like kind of thinking to myself, like you kind of have that like conversation in your head with yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang, bro, like you're doing this. Like you were doing it. Like it sounds kind of like corny, but you know what I mean? But like I was like, I just kind of felt like something telling me like this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like you were at the right place right now.
Yeah, and it's like you're up now, and you also think back. Dang, I'm so high right now, but I know where I was though.
But
bro.
it's like, but you know, you got to like keep going. Like this isn't it. Like you know, it's great like to feel this, but I know like you know, there's still more to come.
Exactly.
You know
That's just God to remind you you're on the right path. That's not you being where you want to be, but that's just like, hey, you're on the right direction.
No, that's like, in my opinion, like the whole I made it thing or like whatever. Like I'm not a huge believer in like
me either.
I'm not like I feel like I'll make it when I'm in heaven. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like when I'm with Jesus. But like we can do so much like on the way, you know, to the end goal. Like that makes you feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Little Pepsi Zero actually.
No, bro.
Is sponsored by Pepsi.
It is not sponsored by Pepsi.
It's actually sponsored by the new Underwater Fly Zone drink. Try it tomorrow.
Drop
cool
it
gas
soon.
station.
Yeah, we ain't sponsoring no soda.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
We're sponsored by the bee.
Do I hear Bradpulls?
All right. So I mean, I appreciate you guys for opening up today. That was some good stuff. I mean, we could get way deeper into this too. Like
we could.
Could be
a 4-hour episode.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
Anytime we're all on here, it could be a whole day of just
it
sitting
could.
here.
But Brock, so I want to ask you a few things about your story though. Like, do you ever look back? Because you said you're at your best right now. There's better to come, but you're at your best right now. Do you take time to look back and be like, dang, I was so low? Like, do you remember those people that were there for you too? Because this is something I've been thinking about so much, bro. And I just want to give a challenge to the people watching. I want to give a challenge to you and anyone in here. I mean, go back and text those people because I've been trying to do this myself. I remember exactly who was there for me when I was at a Rapex soccer game, sitting there all alone, so depressed. Someone came up, tapped me on the shoulder, talked to me. I remember who it was. I just texted them the other day just because I'm like, bro, 6 years later, they probably don't even remember this. But I remember that. That was a life-changing moment. I was at my lowest. Like, just little things like that, bro. I mean, that person probably didn't even remember that. They didn't. When I text them, they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but yeah, for sure, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I challenge you guys, go back, just remember those moments and hit those people up.
100%, because I can remember back when Kyle died, like I can almost remember everyone and what they even almost like said to me whenever
Yeah.
that happened, and it still means so much to me. Like I
Exactly.
might not talk to those people. I might not talk to them for 4 years. I might not have talked to them since they sent me that text.
Yeah.
I still remember like how much that impacted me and how much it like kept me on like the just keep going, just keep fighting through it. And it's like just those simple words. You got like first off, yeah, foster, like you said, go touch those people, and then strive to be those people. When you see somebody that's down, like if you know somebody that is going through what you've been through or what we've been through, or Connor, like you said, you go visit those people, be that person to them that the person you're thinking of was to you.
Because you could be that hero, bro. You could be exactly what they were to you.
4 words can change someone's perspective in 3 seconds.
Yeah. For real. For real. Connor, what's your thoughts? You've been quiet.
I just been thinking, bro. I love that story.
What you thinking about? Let's hear it.
I've just never really heard that side of Brock. You know, I've only really known Brock for a year, for real. But yeah, that was crazy.
I feel like Brock and me are kind of similar, but especially you, bro. I feel like there's a saying: the happiest guy in the room, make sure to ask that guy how he's doing, because a lot of times that's the dude that's really going through something, and he's only really being the happiest guy because he knows how down bad he is, and he doesn't want anybody else.
Mask.
Yeah, he doesn't want
mask
anybody
on.
else to feel that pain that he's feeling. So he's out there being, positive.
People act the way that they wish they were treated. Like you, Foster. I'm not
where'd you
saying
hear that?
I'm not put it on a shirt right now. But I'm just saying, like you. I'm not saying you're going through nothing, but like you walked in here, first thing you said, "How's y'all week?" We should ask you the same question because Foster could be asking that just because maybe his week was down bad. Like maybe this week was terrible. I mean,
He's working 5 to 2 every day.
but
it is
like what I'm
it
saying
bad.
is, you gotta check on these people. You gotta check on everybody. Like I said this years ago in the season 3 episode 7 one.
Yeah,
Check,
one of the best
keep all your
episodes.
people in check because you don't want just because you won't reach out, just because you're being lazy. You don't want something to happen to those people just because you were like not showing them that you were there. Maybe they're going through a thought process like nobody's been here for me. No one's here for me right now.
Yep.
A text shows them right then. Somebody's got your back. Somebody's thinking about you.
That's a lesson we've learned for sure. I mean,
100%. And that's why, like, after 2017, 2018 situation happened with Lance. I texted almost everyone I knew that could be affected by that because you could feel so alone in those situations. Where just a text can make you feel like someone's thinking about like how you're feeling. Someone's caring about what you're going through.
Yeah. I told you guys I had a little surprise. This is a perfect segue into that. So, if you don't know, my best friend committed suicide. What was it? Over 6 years ago now.
Yeah, just over 6.
So like, there's the old saying, you die twice. Once when you take your last breath, and once when your name's said for the last time. That's something that's always hit with me, and you guys know, and anybody that's ever known me for the past couple of years has known. Like, it has been my goal to keep Kyle's legacy alive. Because I remember when we were carrying his casket, I'm just thinking, his story's written, bro. Like, it's it. And he was only 14. Like, this can't be it.
Yeah.
So I literally made it my goal to keep his legacy alive every day, doing the best I can to keep his name alive. I've kept his obituary up on my, what's it called? The mirror that you pull down.
Oh,
Yeah,
your car.
So I kept it there because every time I got in my car, I'm in my car every day, I look up. That's my motivation. Let's go. That's my motivation. He was my motivation to keep his legacy alive. And I got to a point, it was actually kind of when I started the podcast where I was like, I got to start living for me again. It's been, at the time, it's been 4 years, y'all. Actually, it was like 5 years. And I had been just living for Kyle. And I'm like, bro, I've done so much for him. I got to take my life back. So I felt like I did when I started the podcast. But to be honest, I really didn't. Like, I was still hurting. I mean, it was 5 years out and I'm still hurting. But I went and student taught at West Nottoway. I talked about it last time. But this is something I left out. And I think I told you this story because it happened.
Yeah.
We were hanging out a lot.
Yeah.
So what happened was, it was on my last day at West Nottoway. Honestly, I really wasn't that sad. I was like, peace out. Summertime. I'm graduating. See y'all later. Saw my students for the last time. I was like, hey, all my high school students, like, hey, pull up to the event. I was doing this event on April 28th in Maryville. They all came through. So I wasn't sad to say goodbye to them. I knew I'd see them again. But the elementary kids, this is a small little school. So I'm teaching literally pre-K through seniors. The elementary kids were pretty sad, bro. And when I'm walking out the door, and like I said, I ain't sad. I'm good. See y'all. This little fourth grader came up to me and handed me this note. And she was like, bye, Mr. Huggins. handed me this note, tears in her eyes.
Oh my
And I'm just
gosh.
sitting there like, in my head, I'm like, dang, I really had an impact here. Like, I never thought I had any impact at this school because it is a culture shock difference. This is Burlington Junction. You don't know what that is? You don't know what that is. I'll tell you, you don't know what that is. This is Burlington Junction. Shout out Burlington Junction. Love you guys. Tiny school, you know what I'm saying? So I taught everybody, and this it was culture shock. I did not know how to relate with these people. I'm from Kansas City. So she gives me this note, and in my head I'm like, dang, I made an impact here. And I was like, that's cool. Walk out to my car, and I was kind of like, dang, that was pretty, kind of got me a little emotional.
Yeah.
I looked down at the note, and it said, to Coach Hugs. They call me Coach Hugs. To Coach Hugs, a.k.a. the best PE teacher ever. I went from not being sad to full-on meltdown, tears flowing. I'm just sitting there, and what was happening in that moment was so much healing. It's like the past 6 years of all the crap I went through turned me into the guy that wanted to be the PE teacher to make an impact. All the crap I dealt with in college, the late nights studying for biology. Why is a PE major having to take a biology class? So
Seriously.
stupid.
I'm saying.
All those late nights, all those stupid classes, all this crazy stuff I had to go through, all the depression, all the pain I ever had to been through. In that moment, it was all worth it. Just for that note, just for that impact that I was able to leave on that one student. And that was the one student that reached out. So who knows how many were really impacted, but I don't know. That's just like something I wanted to say, because that was such a healing moment. Like literally from that day on, I feel like that was the day that started. When I say I'm doing the best I've ever been, that it was that moment that started that, and it hasn't gone away, bro. It was just so much healing. I feel like I have myself back, bro. Like I've been back, and people probably are like, Foster, what are you talking about? You've been doing good, bro. It's
The happy guy in the room, man.
Exactly. No one really knows what I've been going through. Still, like years removed, but it was in that moment, dude, that I feel like I'm good now. Like I'm back, baby. And I'm not back though. Like the old me's dead, but like this is a new me, bro. The old me died the second they told me Kyle died. That who I was then is gone, but who I am now is like I feel good.
That's all that
I feel
matters.
good, bro. So I just wanted to say that, and I want to ask you, Carson, have you had a moment like that? Because we are. We started at different points. I was 16 when he passed away. You were
just 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a different perspective.
I wouldn't say I've got to the point where I've. Okay, I agree with the fact that the person before I was told is gone. That's not that's not the same anymore, because
Never
you
will
take a
be.
14-year-old that's doesn't even, like we always talk about, we didn't really know what the word suicide was until we jumped off a Halo map. That's all we knew.
Yeah.
So,
Literally.
like, that was a complete change of person, because it was just a whole new life. Like, I was exposed to what life really is. I wouldn't say I hit the point where, I just think I'm progressively knowing I'm the new me. I mean, I obviously, like I've been talking about, it's not like I'm not even. Connor's big. I'm not big. I just been working out at the gym. But ever since I actually started seeing more progress in the gym, it's been like kind of finding my motivation again, kind of finding like working on myself to the point where I'm getting better and better and better, like noticeably. And I remember one time I was at Snap. It was like maybe like either last winter break or the one before that. And I remember I got like a really good pump, and it was like probably like at 2 a.m. And it was kind of like I was all alone. I remember I was just feeling good. I was just driving home, and I was like, I feel like right now I'm kind of where I want to be.
Yeah.
Like I was feeling good about myself mentally, physically. I felt like I remember thinking like Kyle would be proud of who I am right now. And it's like, I know you said you took the thing down, and it's like you're living for yourself again, but I don't think you mean you're just living for yourself. You're still in the back of your mind. You're letting Kyle see what you're living.
Exactly.
And the one thing that we've always talked about is or at least me, I've always said that I'm living and showing Kyle what he didn't get to see. When I graduated high school, I graduated and he got to see what graduating high school was through me. When I went to college, did everything at college, whatever, he's getting to see that through my living perspective. So I don't think I've hit the point where it's like I'm the new me, I'm back or whatever, but I think I'm getting pretty close. I think I'm there. I just got to find out. I mean, I'm about to hit junior year. I don't know what I'm doing in college yet. I'm kind of going through a major right now. I don't know what I'm doing, but
You'll find it, bro.
when I find it, I know I'll hit that spot where it's like, oh yeah, now I'm back. Like that's where I'm at.
Hey, that's what we'll make episode 3 about. We'll just talk some deep stuff. That'll be a good brother episode for sure.
Pumped for that one.
Yeah, dude, I forgot the most important part of the freaking story. So I took that note and put it over the obituary.
Oh,
That was the moment where I was like,
dang.
dude, Connor, you should have said something. Because that was like the moment when I put that note up over the obituary. It was like, no, I never thought I would ever do something like that.
I was gonna say, I remember you calling me. You just had so much joy.
Yeah.
So much joy in your tone.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
I remember you called me after that too, like that night. Something you said like,
Yeah, we had a good
I don't
talk.
know. And just like the meaning, like to put it up there with Kyle's obituary. Like
Uh-huh.
when you put Kyle's obituary up there, would you have thought that you'd be putting a message from a little girl up there
No,
later?
bro.
Like,
a little student.
Like,
a
would
student.
you have been?
Yeah, a little student.
Or a little
One
student.
of my
Sorry,
students
sorry.
that I impacted.
Sorry,
I'm
little student.
Crazy.
Little student girl. All right.
No, I never would have thought like literally when I put that obituary up there, I was like, this is up here forever, and then yeah, I never.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I get what
Because
you're trying to
it went from like your motivation for living. Like Kyle was like your reason for like living and showing him, like we said,
Yeah.
and impacting people through Kyle because you never want his legacy to die, and then you went from putting that up there because that was like, that's what it's for, and this is your proof that it's being done. Like
Yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
your impact.
For sure, dude.
Like-
And also on the note, it said it was like I didn't even read the note because I was just a mess, bro, just from the one line. But when I got home, I read the note, and it was like, it was like, thank you for being such a great teacher. I hope you know how amazing you were. And I was sitting there like, I don't know how, like, I always just, and this is something y'all probably don't know about me. I am like a drill sergeant in my head. Like, I'm sitting at work and I'm like, you are at Walmart. What is your future going to be? You are pushing a cart at Walmart. How is the
I
brand
feel
going to
that too.
succeed? Yeah, I'm like this is why Carson sees our family group chat. I'm always texting, I got to quit. 'Cause
Every single day, bro. I think Foster says, it's one day. So Monday he'll say, hey, I'm quitting Walmart. Next day he's like, I'm reducing my hours. Next day he's like, I'm just gonna keep working at Walmart. Next day he's like, bro, I'm quitting Walmart. I'm like, bro, what?
It's because, dude, I'm literally sitting there and I'm like, because I'm so aware of the fact that I am who I am today because of what I've done in the past, and I will be who I am in the future because of what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, I feel like when I come down here and the brand is just talking to me, like these shirts are talking to me. They're like, hey, Foster, we're here. We're ready to succeed. Are you going to work on us? And I'm like, no, sorry. I got to go push the cart. Like, sorry. Can't succeed at my real dreams. I got to go. Like, you see what I'm saying? But I get, like, that's the way the world is. You got to make money. But I don't know, bro. It's just, I'm so hard on myself at all times. And then sometimes in my head, I'm like, oh, it's okay. You could go do that. You just won't be successful. Like, these are the conversations I have. I'm so hard on myself, but like, it motivates me, but it also at the same time, like I'm saying, I don't realize the good things I do. So when I read that, I hope you realize how great of a teacher you were. I was like, I don't, but like now
You're
kind of know.
You're trying to accept it.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. That's some whole nother realm of deep stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, it's been 50 something minutes. What time is it? Check your phone.
9:30.
Ain't bad. Let's go to 10:30.
If I fall asleep right now, I will get 7 hours.
Oh,
Pushing carts.
Pushing cars.
hey, I'm
man.
pushing mine back an hour. I got 8 to 5 tomorrow. I'm sleeping in.
I might
Sleeping until 7.
I might put an hour of.
I might do this. Oh, I'm
I got
doing
the
the same.
late shift tomorrow.
Hey, we got Lando's party, so I'm gonna put in the PP2 at 4.
Tomorrow's Saturday?
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
I forget because like tomorrow's my
Tomorrow's
Friday.
Saturday.
But like,
Hey, Beach. Tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow is
Chatty boys party. Let's go.
all right.
We're going to
Saturday.
All right.
The
man.
bean. The beach is back at the bean.
Are y'all ready to end this, or is there any
No.
last things you guys
I got
want to
one
say?
more thing.
Okay.
Shout out Macy for recording.
Yes, I was about to say it. I was
Macy.
about to say it.
I know your hands are about to fall off.
I can't imagine.
She's
bro.
got
Shout
a
out.
straight. She's got a comforter holding her elbows.
Hey,
up.
remember, if you date an entrepreneur, you're the built-in, what am I trying to say?
Assistant.
Assistant. You
We
know,
gotta
Yeah.
invest in a little like
Macy, I've been, looking
tripod
at
or
you,
something.
I've been looking at you this whole time because you just keep popping up on the screen. I keep laughing. You only caught me once, but every time you pop up, your face is just so big on the screen because Walter puts the camera right in your face.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
funny.
All right,
Alrighty.
so we ending this, bro? Carson,
Yeah.
you said you have one more thing?
Yeah, I have one more thing. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Do I hear Bradpulls? If you ain't
do I hear
listening to the Underwater
Bradpulls?
Fly Zone podcast, bro.
What are you doing, bro?
doing?
What you
Like,
doing, bro?
honestly.
What you
doing?
doing?
All right,
bro?
guys, I love you. I make sure to, if you're listening on Spotify, rate us 5 stars because some hater left us a 1-star review.
At Cooper
and-
Simpson.
Why did you? It wasn't him. It
Whoa,
was
call
somebody
out.
else. It was somebody else.
Just
But
kidding.
somebody left a 1-star review. We're at a 4.9. It doesn't really matter, but let's cancel it out. Leave some 5 stars and make sure to subscribe on YouTube. We gotta hit 1,000, y'all. We gotta hit 1,000.
Hey, make sure you tune in next week. Episode 3 will be fire.
Yep.
I promise you.
The boys,
Carson and
the
Foss.
brothers chopping it up after softball. But all right, I love you guys. We'll catch you next time. Let's get it.